In the autumn of 1904, little Robert found a present waiting for him for his 4th birthday. The doll was as tall as he and had sandy blonde hair. His skin was wool felt, and his beady black eyes seemed to watch with keen interest what was going on around him. Young Robert fell in love with his new toy and bestowed upon him his own name and insisted from there on that he be referred to by his middle name, Eugene, or Gene for short. His family, the Ottos, had immigrated to the humid climes of Key West, Florida in the late 1800s and quickly became prominent members of the community. Their stately Victorian house even allowed the family to employ 2 servants. Where the doll, now called Robert himself, came from is shrouded in legend. Some say that the doll was a present, or rather a curse, upon the unsuspecting boy and his family following mistreatment of the servants of the household. They said that Robert's hair was human hair and that he was made to mirror his human friend. Others are sure the doll was merely a sort of window dressing mannequin made by the newly founded Steiff Company in Germany, and he is just a creation of wool and straw brought over by a doting family member. Regardless of where he came from, Gene Otto took his best friend Robert the doll everywhere and eventually gave him his own little sailor suit to wear after he grew out of it and a stuffed lion to hold. But all did not remain calm for long. The first reports came from Gene himself, claiming that any evidence of bad behavior was not his doing, but Robert's. The Ottos often heard Gene talking, seemingly to no one, until they crept nearer to his door, and they swore they heard a much deeper voice answering him back. When they flung the door open, no one would be there, except for Robert. One night, Gene's mother, Minnie, woke to screaming from her youngest child's room and the sound of furniture being thrown against the walls. When she rushed in, she found the room in disarray and Gene cowering away from the end of his bed where Robert sat with his glassy black gaze trained on the boy. Robert also had a habit of changing positions when no one was watching and routinely was found in whole other rooms than he had been left in. The Ottos had had enough and locked the doll in the attic, and Gene grew into a young man ready to see the world. He left Key West to study and eventually moved to Paris, where he met his wife, Anne. When Gene was away, Robert continued to play. Neighborhood children told stories of seeing the little boy doll peering at them through the windows of the attic turret, sometimes even waving at them. In the 1940s, when Gene and his wife Anne returned to Key West to care for Gene's ailing mother, his fascination for Robert began anew. In the time he had spent away, Gene became a renowned artist. Not to be left out, Gene would prop Robert up on his own seat while Gene painted. His claims that his more heated words towards Anne were not his doing but Robert's, and the chill that Anne received whenever she found Robert out of place led her to insist that Robert be locked back in the turret attic. Gene would not hear of it, unless he was allowed to turn the attic into an appropriate bedroom for the doll, complete with miniature furniture and toys. In the months before his death, it is said that Gene did little more than talk to Robert, and when he died in 1974, the house, now called the Artist House, was sold to another family. Robert remained with them, but still kept up his old tricks. He routinely would materialize around the house, and visitors claimed that Robert's expression would change, sometimes showing interest and sometimes wrath. Others still spoke of the giggling of a child haunting them, or the sound of little footsteps running across the attic floor above the guest bedroom. The new owner had had enough and hauled the doll down to the Fort East Martello Museum, whose gallery was designed by Gene decades before. Since 1994, the museum has housed little Robert inside a specially designed case where he can be seen sitting in a child-sized chair, still wearing his sailor suit and holding his lion. Since his departure from the Artist House, strange activity seems to have died down, but the story does not end there, because activity has only picked up in the museum. Robert unnerved museum workers so much that for a couple of years he could only be seen by appointment. They claimed he ran around the museum's floor and moved furniture, just like he had done in the Otto home. Robert continues to influence those around him to this day. On a wall behind the case are hundreds of letters to Robert, and they mostly express one sentiment: sorrow. That is because Robert is very sensitive toward disrespect and afflicts those who have shown it to him. Most often it happens when someone does not ask Robert his permission to take his photo. The afflictions run from a streak of bad luck to electronics suddenly malfunctioning in his presence, to illness, to life-threatening accidents. Scared and enchanted tourists from all over the world visit Robert and leave him candy to appease whatever it is in him that seeks revenge on those who would disrespect him. To this day, reviews of the museum online are choked with apology after apology to the doll. So if you find yourself vacationing in the southernmost city in the US, among the palms and pirate stories, on the bones of the indigenous people who used Key West as a burial ground before colonizers arrived, and you're looking for a tourist trap that will cool you from the Florida heat, head over to the Fort East Martello Museum. Just be sure to ask permission before you take Robert's photo, or the term tourist trap might just take on a new meaning. And with that, I welcome you, dear listeners, to the Dixieland of the Proletariat Spooky Special. Yeah, Tommy, make sure you watch at least some Ghost Adventures.
No, I am. I'm almost done with Street Outlaws. I'm gonna binge watch
it.
You'll be surprised at how much I can watch. And
he doesn't sleep. It's actually kind of disturbing.
Motherfucking After Dark!
Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland, 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 Dixieland.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
This is the Tommy didn't watch any Ghost Adventures episode.
Tommy didn't understand the assignment podcast.
I tried to watch it, but it was too cringe. Okay,
It really
That's
is.
the point of it.
It really is so cringe.
The point is the cringe. Tommy, you and I have watched Neil Breen together. I know you can do better than this.
Hey, my name's
I
Tyler.
watched 2 hours of it. I watched Zach Baggins.
Zach Baggins.
Get all tool like
old Zach Baggins.
This fucking Frodo Baggins meets Tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the point where you make fun of him so that you can at least be part of the show. Come on, tell me what you thought of him, because Nelson and I have our own opinions already.
Oh, I thought he was a cool guy. I thought he dressed real cool.
Thank you. I think he's cool. I think he's really nice. I kind of want to be friends with the guy.
Yeah, he looks like that guy at the party that you never want to talk to. Like that guy
he's just gonna stare you in your eye if you talk to. He's one of those people that doesn't know how to make eye contact with like both eyes. So it's gonna be one eye. He's gonna be staring at one eye.
He's like that awkward person at the party that's like wants to do shit that doesn't make any sense. He's like, let's measure our biceps, or he's just like, let's arm wrestle. It's just like
he's that guy.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah,
like he's that guy when you go to a party that started 10 minutes ago and he's like 2 hours of drunkenness. Like that's him. He's like already at level 10 and you just started.
And he wants to do crazy ass shit and you're just like, man, this is
he's a little breathless when he talks to you and it freaks you out.
Yeah.
It's like, sir, this is an Applebee's. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I want to see Zach Bagans in an Applebee's. I want that.
I want to see the Ghost Adventure crew fucking do a fucking episode at an Applebee's. I think that'd be fucking hilarious.
Reports have come in that this Applebee's is severely haunted.
He's like, Aaron, in this walk-in cooler, 5 people were brutally murdered and they never caught the killer. You could still hear their screams and there's blood still on the walls. And we want you to, we're going to keep it on so you're cold as shit. And we want you to stay in this freezer for 48 hours.
And then he starts freaking out because it's so cold in there that it's making the camera equipment malfunction, but he thinks it's the ghosts. All right. Let me back this up.
Wait. Okay. I want to talk about the first episode where they literally pointed to a hole in the ground and they're like, and Zach is like, so this is the portal to hell. Yeah, it's just a fucking dirty ass hole in the ground. Apparently, that's the hell hole.
This is the portal to hell.
Like, why? What the fuck, man? Why do and then like you have the people telling them like, yeah, this is where all the bad shit happens. I heard a glass break the other day and I got scared shitless. Oh man. Did you see that shadow? Did you see that shadow?
Great googly.
Look, and I love how everybody sees stuff not on camera.
Oh my god, thank you. Thank you all the time. And
you have 40 goddamn cameras, and you're always seeing shit. Not always, oh my god, did you see that? Did you just see that? And then the camera quickly turns.
Yes,
there's nothing there.
Always, thank you. It's always they have the camera pointed one way and they turn to the side and look and they're like, "Oh my god, did you see that?" And they're like, then they point the camera, there's nothing there. I tweeted at them one time. I was like, "Why don't you all just fucking wear glasses with a fucking camera on it, or put a GoPro on your fucking
GoPro head mounted GoPro."
Oh my god!
Oh my
It's always
All I
like,
have
"Did
to
you
say,
see that?"
30 seasons of filming ghosts, and you haven't caught anything on camera. There might not be ghosts. I'm just saying.
Tommy, they caught ghosts. You just don't believe.
No, I have
man.
so much to talk about on this episode, guys. Like,
All
oh
right,
my
here we
god.
go. Here we go.
No,
Guys,
okay.
tell us
No.
what we're talking about.
I'll just start this off by the fact that, okay, so anybody who's unaware, I was not originally a host on this show. Nelson and I became friends because we both realized that we both like bagging on Zach Bagans, who is the lead guy from Ghost Adventures, which was on the Travel Channel, I think. It's in the Discovery Network.
Oh my god.
The show has been on since 2008. I remember watching it the first 2 seasons back when I lived in Florida. I have loved paranormal shows, not because I like believe in ghosts, but because paranormal shows are so fucking stupid to watch.
It's so fucking stupid.
But back then I used to call them the screamers because they hadn't really like matured as TV personalities yet. So back in their early seasons, they would do lockdowns. They would lock down in a location. It would just be the 3 guys. They had no extra cameramen or anything. And they would go into dark rooms, act all big and tough, and like threaten ghosts. I don't know how you do that, but they would threaten them. And then they would scream in a dark room and run away. So
they would pretend like people would scratch them on their backs, and then you would and they just had 2 scratch marks right where you would scratch your own back.
It's 3 scratch markers. The demon is
It's always a demon. They're mocking the Trinity.
Yeah, always that. That is so. One of the things that I want to talk about in this episode is the fact that all of these ghost shows, all of these current ghost shows, and there's hundreds of them now, are kind of based on the Warrens who were very popular starting from the 60s. It was Ed and Lorraine Warren. Ed Warren became one of the only, I think the only non-religious demonologist in the world, sanctioned by the Catholic Church.
And I know this because they said it every fucking episode of Paranormal State.
Yeah, so that's the other one. So Tommy and I, like, we talk Paranormal State. Nelson, you watched that one too, right?
I did. I actually like that one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
so that was
production value was great.
Yeah.
That was the students who were coming out of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Penn State.
I think Penn State. Yeah. And that one cracked me up because so the lead guy on that one was such a hard ass. He wanted to be professional all the time. You cannot joke while you're hunting for these ghosts. All the while they have a fucking witch on payroll. Her payroll position was witch.
And it was like the stereotypical white woman witch too, right?
Yeah.
It was like,
but then it wasn't spicy enough. Then they had to get Lorraine Warren on, and then
she showed up on like every one of these shows.
Yeah. It's wild.
She's like,
it's like 10 years before her death.
My husband died. I need to be relevant again.
Yep. Yeah. And that was mostly because of the Conjuring series, because of James Wan's Conjuring series, which were based on the stories from Ed and Lorraine. So Ed and Lorraine Warren are kind of like a pet subject for me. I love learning about them. I read the first book that was written about them, but I haven't read any of the books that Ed wrote, I think in the 80s and 90s. So, man, that book. What?
Huh?
What?
The greatest ghost story of all, the Bible.
Oh, well, yeah.
When did they
you can't discount the Holy Ghost, Tommy.
When did they finally admit that they were frauds? Didn't they finally admit that when did it finally come out that they
were frauds? They never broke character.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So Lorraine Warren said that she was a medium. Oh, but they're most well known because of the Annabelle story. So Annabelle itself, for anybody who doesn't know, the Annabelle doll is quote unquote a real doll. It's a Raggedy Ann doll from the 60s. This is the doll that's going to kill people. Was a Raggedy Ann doll. And so after that, you had the Amityville haunting was another Ed and Lorraine project. And then after that, if anybody's heard of the story Haunting in Connecticut, there's a kid who had cancer and his family moved in a big house that was closer to his cancer treatment area. That was another Ed and Lorraine one. However, if you want to know if they ever said that they were frauds later on, they didn't. But people that they worked with, they hated them afterwards. So apparently the Haunting in Connecticut people really hated Ed and Lorraine afterwards, because I think that the Haunting in Connecticut people, at least some of them, were earnest in believing that something was happening in the house. And Ed and Lorraine heard about this. They came to Connecticut. Well, I think Ed and Lorraine lived in Connecticut at the time.
They were like, money,
so they
money,
came
money,
to that.
money, money.
Yeah, they basically came and publicized it, and then they were like the people who lived in this house were shunned by the community afterwards with their kid who has cancer because of Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Oh. Oh my god. Wait, so the kid wasn't sick. He just had cancer. He didn't. He wasn't possessed. He just had cancer, guys.
It was basically they were saying like, well, so there's several beats of that story that you hear in every telling that the mother saw things, the cousin saw. Okay, I'm gonna say that this is all alleged because I don't want anybody to hear about this and get back to me. But apparently, what one of the story beats that they keep leaving out of like the movies and the TV movies and the TV shows and everything that were about this case is that the kid who had cancer tried to sexually assault his cousin who was living with them. But that was all down to the ghost. It was the ghost who tried to sexually assault her, allegedly.
Yes, the Harvey Weinstein defense. Yes. Gotcha. That's actually the Joe Biden defense. He's like, it was a ghost.
Let me tell you, Jack, there's a ghost in my pants. His name is Corn Pop, and Corn Pop is a bad dude.
That's actually the haunting in Rhode Island.
He goes around swimming pools swinging rusty razors. The only way you can defeat him is with a big chain. A slave chain. The Amistad chain. That's the greatest chain of all.
Oh my god. A haunting in Rhode Island. a Tommy movie.
Ghost of Corn Pop.
Can you imagine? That'd be a really funny ass movie. Just Joe Biden just demented as fuck wandering around the White House at night being like, Corn Pop, I hear you. He's haunting me for all the racist things I said to him. No.
I bet Joe Biden is haunted by black people.
So apparently the White House is haunted, according to people who say hauntings are real. Yeah, there's a black cat. A black cat that's supposed to like foretell something bad is going to happen in the White House. So we're totally cool with there being like a black cat ghost, but none of the like slaves that built the building or anything.
You think he ever went up to Obama and called him Corn Pop?
He did. You remind me of Corn Pop.
He's a bad dude like you, Mario. Anyway, Kai, sorry.
Oh my god.
So haunting Connecticut, wasn't that the one with the in the movie? Wasn't there like writing on the mantle? Like
yeah. So so there's a TV show that was put out by the Discovery Channel. I watched all of this. Okay, I love this shit. But so there was a TV show that was put out by the Discovery Channel. That it was featured on, and then afterwards they did a TV movie, which I think was like an hour and 20 minutes long, which is the only one that was around for ages. And then they did a Hollywood movie. I think it was 2012 or something like that. I watched that one, the most recent. I watched that one a couple weeks ago. That is a fucking terrible movie. It is so bad. So the original story is that the building that they moved into was a big old Victorian house, and it used to be a funeral home, which is pretty common. That's pretty common for the time period. And so they were freaking out because they found old funeral home, like old embalming stations and things downstairs, which is like, what do you want to happen to all of the fluids that are inside the bodies that you have to embalm? Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? So that was the original story. In the movie, they claimed that there was like this medium who was a young boy who was like trapped by this man who lived in the house, who was the funeral home director. And he said like this boy can contact the spirit. So he's making money off of inviting people to come see the boy and talk to people. And then the boy like caught on fire basically one day. The boy just burst into flame. But the man who was trapping him in the house was taking the bodies that he was supposed to embalm, making them into some kind of supernatural thing, like thralls, kind of.
Yeah,
and then hiding their bodies in the walls.
In the walls, yeah, that was it. Yeah, and it was like, wait, I hear the bodies in the walls, and
yeah.
Oh my god,
they could have made that pretty fucking creepy. They did not. They are just dead meat in the walls. And then go ahead.
No, I was gonna say while we're on the topic of embalming people, did you know I just found out that for the low price of 70 grand, you can be mummified in the US, and that's where I'm going.
Oh yeah, they've been talking about that since like the 90s.
What? I didn't know that.
You can get pyramids and everything.
Fuck yes. Oh
yes,
yeah.
you can. There's
oh
like
my god, please have like a Hotep funeral, Tommy.
I'm just gonna buy a whole bunch of Siamese cats and just have them linger around my grave.
So if you've ever studied any Egyptian history, they're more like the Nubian pyramids. They're not as wide a square. It's a much narrower square. Mm-hmm. It's big, tall kind of pyramid.
I want a Tut pyramid. I want you to make a
Tut didn't have a pyramid.
Damn.
He had a tomb underneath.
Okay.
Tommy's gonna curse the tomb. And on the tomb, it's gonna have an Xbox controller. the handles to get into the tomb are gonna be an Xbox controller, and a USB cable is gonna be what ties it together in the seal. And if that cable is broken, the curse is let out. And that means you have to play video games on PC for the rest of your life.
That is a curse. All right. Sorry, Kai. You go on. You go on. I didn't mean to derail you.
No, this is the spooky episode. I mean, if you want to talk more about bodies, there's all kinds of ways that you can get. I watch like several death positive people on YouTube.
Chainsaw Massacre.
You can be I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically you get put in a vat of water and it superheats you until everything disappears except the heavy like metals that are in your body. There's human composting. There's
a tree. My mom wants to be a tree.
I wanted to be a coral reef for a long time because they could cremate you and put your ashes into the things that they use to rebuild coral reefs. So I wanted to be one of them for a long time. Oh no,
wait, real quick. If that happens, right? Imagine like Dawn of the Dead, like zombie shit happens, right? And you have fucking like haunted zombie trees and like people coming out of the water looking like the fucking Pirates of the Caribbean shit, the fucking Davy Jones walking shit walking.
Yeah. It's me, the reef ball. I'm a big haunted ball with like coral reef shit hanging off me. There's like, ew.
Your brother, Tommy, your brother told me one
strings.
Your brother said, "Just throw me in a hole." I was like, "God damn it, Tony!" It's fun to be thrown in a fucking hole.
Yeah, dude. Funerals are too expensive. Fuck all that.
They
shit.
are.
You're never gonna visit me. You ever visit a friend of yours?
I wanted a live stream to my coffin so people could watch me decompose. That'd be kind of cool.
Fucking disgusting. No, so if I'm going to be serious for a second, there are ways that you can literally just be thrown in a hole. The one that I've decided, since I don't want to be a coral reef anymore, and I've talked with my husband about this is exactly what I want to happen. There are people that buy plots of land that have endangered species living on them, endangered plants and things like that. They open an area for graves. When they bury you as naturally as possible. So it's like wicker or cotton, wood, anything like that can decompose completely in the ground. And then because now it is a grave site, it has more protections for the land that's around it. So basically by having your grave there, you can help protect whatever's around it. So that's what I want to do now. There is one of these natural burial sites in Florida, and I'm hoping that by the time I go, could be sooner than I thought. But
as long as I don't get buried in anything cotton, like that's just kind of fucked up.
That's a little on the nose. Kai, is this that land back y'all been talking about? You guys get buried?
Yeah, I'm literally. Did y'all ever hear that joke about like an Indian who was in? There's an Indian who was in Home Depot and he was buying a bag of soil, and the guy, like some guy walks up to him and goes, "Oh, like stupid boomer shit, like, oh, you're buying some bought and soil." He says, "Yeah, I'm buying my land back one bag at a time."
Yes.
Man.
Yes.
So this is mine now. But yeah, so Nelson and I became friends because we were bagging on Bagans. I have live posted reading his books. Zach Bagans has written, I say he's written 2.5 books. There's 2 books where he has a ghost writer He has a ghostwriter for 2 books, and then there's a 3rd book, which is literally like Ghost Hunting for Dummies, like the yellow cover for Dummies series, Ghost Hunting for Dummies, that he is an author of, but he did not write that one. I know his writing now. He did not write that one.
So I propose we do something.
Podcasting for Dummies.
Since you are coming to Florida soon, I propose we go out and make our own Ghost Adventures show.
I'm so down. We have that fucking digital recorder, that fucking Zoom recorder.
I have to find some place that we can actually go into and not get immediately fucking kicked out of.
Any place. We can go to Brian Laundrie's house.
Oh no! You know, there've been people protesting outside of his parents' house. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, what are you into hoping to change?
One of us has to pretend to be a medium. Like, one of us has to pretend to be a medium. Be like,
oh, that's all Kai. Kai is as medium. Kai is right now. Kai do you have crystals?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you gotta like make up some like native indigenous thing about median stuff, just like something to fool white people, make them like look stupid. Be like, this eagle feather speaks to me and it tells me that your daughter or your son or whatever the fuck. I'm getting Dog the Bounty Hunter.
He's not even dead. I'm just getting him.
It was a boomer here. He's a convicted felon and a bounty hunter.
And
for the record, before our fans think I'm some kind of fucking weirdo, I have bookends that are made out of labradorite that my husband bought for me. Those are the crystals that I have.
I have a salt lamp. I bring the salt lamp.
I can tell that your N-word has expired. Your N-word pass has expired.
From the brothers.
The brothers are telling me now that you can no longer use.
Did we have to do a thing where we all like hold hands and like?
I do have a place where we could film something like the Blair Witch Project, actually do something like that. But it is still Florida. It is near a swamp. We could literally run over shit.
That's and then good. Your uncle comes out of the woods and scares the shit out of us.
Yeah, it's the property he lives on.
Oh my god!
Funny. We actually find a ghost and we come out fully Christian.
We actually see a ghost.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Oh, here comes Tyler.
Oh my god!
What a mess!
What? Oh my god! Hold on, I have to make sure I screenshot this.
For those of you at home, Tyler is in a hot dog costume, drinking an IPA.
It's a Halloween special, right? I thought we were all coming dressed up.
I'm just a little spooky. You've gone for it.
Oh,
I dressed up as Nelson, so
I dressed up as Tommy.
Yeah, there you go. Nelson's in blackface, everybody. That can't watch this. Nelson is in blackface right now. Full minstrel right now.
To the WB.
If Michigan J. Frog was a little racist.
Oh,
he was a lot of racist.
That was a fucking minstrel frog. But no, Kai's been telling us about Ed and Lorraine Warren, and we've been talking about Ghost Adventures and Paranormal State. Did you ever watch that back in the day, Tyler? Did you ever watch Paranormal State or Ghost Adventures?
No.
Well, never mind.
Cool. This is going to be a great episode, guys.
Tyler, what are your thoughts on ghosts? How many ghosts have you seen?
Oh man, you know, I've seen what they call the shadow people from doing large amounts of stimulants. One time I was on a binger and I was in between like my body forcing me to go to sleep and me trying to stay awake. And I saw a butler, like a legit like Alfred from Batman style butler.
Oh my god! Holy shit!
Ushering you into the new world. Is that what it was?
No.
All right, guys, y'all check the chat. I have our cover image for the episode.
Oh my god! Tyler? Was it like the end of the fucking Shining? It was like the part of The Shining.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh my god! Yes. Mr. Tyler. Why are you here? The hotel.
Oh, and I saw also on a lot of stimulants One time I stopped in the middle of 65 to let a purple centipede cross the interstate.
Jeez.
No, that was actually bath salts when I let the centipede cross the.
That's the same shit that guy in Miami ate somebody's face over, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Somebody injected me with them.
Time out, Tyler. Do you have a? Is
what?
This a sleeveless?
Yeah.
fucking hot
Yeah.
Please go work out on that Halloween. Please work out on that fucking costume, dude. Oh, please go to Crunch or wherever the fuck it is and just start deadlifting with that fucking hot dog costume.
I will.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
All right. I will. I'll ask everybody here, what are your thoughts on ghosts or what people think that they're seeing? Who wants to go first?
I have had some weird shit happen I can't explain. I'm not gonna
next.
Shut up.
You, Tyler.
Let him go. This is my episode.
Yo,
Let him go.
I actually died 10 years ago. I'm a ghost right now. This is not
Fuck.
real.
What did I do to deserve this?
My opinion on Ghost. Terrible fucking band. Terrible band.
I agree. I fully
Terrible
agree.
band.
Yeah.
No, I've never had an experience, but I mean, if people have, that's cool. But yeah, I've yet to seen. My wife believes in them. I have friends who believed in them.
You said that very.
I've seen things I can't explain. You know, I had a friend who believed the whole like skinwalker thing, and got me really digging into it one time and freaked me out. But you know, I've never seen proof.
Mm.
If they're there, cool. If they're not there, cool.
I've
All
had
right, Nelson, what else were you gonna say?
Yeah, what
I know,
were you gonna say now?
Okay, now I've had weird things happen, like when like being in a place that I know I'm the only one there. All of a sudden, the fucking like it was inside the house. I was in the bedroom, and the door that I was in to the room was shut, and I was the only like I thought someone else was in the house. And the next day I asked her, and she was like, "No, I was with someone else. You were here by yourself." And then all this, like the fucking door just started fucking shaking, and someone was trying to get in through the handle. It wasn't like an outside door, like some random person going up to the house and seeing if it was actually like thing. It was it was like a one level, like fucking, it was a bottom floor of like a condo type deal. And it was the bedroom door, and it was just fucking shaking, and the door handle was jiggling like someone was trying to get in, but no one was fucking there. It was, you know, like shit like that. Not like I haven't seen anything.
Was this the pecan plantation?
Yeah, it was actually Tommy. It was the ghost of Tommy. That did this. I have an ex that came from a line of Roma, and from on her grandmother's side, and she would tell me things that happened, and I was like, "How the fuck did you know that?" And shit like that. Like it was her whole family was like that, and I don't know. There's some shit that she pulled that I was like, how the fuck did you know that? Like, how did you think? Like, what the fuck? But like, when it comes to like seeing like a fucking like some fucking shit levitating and like someone in front of me, I haven't seen anything like that. I know people. I have friends that were like, yeah, this shit happened. I can't explain. Like, I had one friend tell me that fucking he was renovating an old house. An old like Victorian fucking like some old fucking house in Birmingham, right? Like from the 1800s. And he was in this room and he was renovating it, and all of a sudden like he got a whiff of this perfume. And he was like, what the fuck? He's the only person in this house. He's like, got a whiff of this perfume. All of a sudden he said like the air started crackling, and he looked outside and it was kind of like blurry, but you see like the old cobblestone streets were there, and like fucking horse-drawn carriage and people like in Victorian outfits. And like a few moments later, it was like back to reality. And it was, I don't know. So he might have been on drugs, probably. You never know. But I don't know. If it's out there, it's out there. If it's not, I'm not one of those people. It's like, oh my god, I want to believe it's got to be fucking real. If it's there, it's there. It's whatever. It's whatever. It's like I said before we recorded. If ghosts were real and could hurt you, white people wouldn't exist. So.
Pretty sure
Right.
Tommy is
my
going
light
dark.
just went out.
Oh shit.
Shit.
There was one time. Okay. I do have a legitimate story. If y'all would let me. If
You
I
just
if I'm-
heard 3 of them. What?
So I was staying the night with my friend at someone's apartment in Tuscaloosa, like back in college, and he refused to sleep in his room. And I was like, I hate sleeping on floors. I hate sleeping on couches. I'm a very tentative sleeper. Like I need a bed. Even back in the day, like I need a bed. So I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. If you're fucking weird ass is fucking sleeping on the couch, I'm sleeping in the bed. And he was like, he said the reason he didn't sleep in the bed in his room is because this ghost of this kid kept fucking running around and it keep him up and he was fucking petrified and he saw it and all this other shit. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. So some random shit did happen that freaked me out. So in his room, there was the bed and then the door to his room and then the door to his bathroom, which was attached to the room. And it was pretty deep. It was a deep fucking bathroom. It was kind of narrow and deep. So I hate sleeping with open doors. I need to have doors closed. I don't know why. I just like locked and closed doors. I like the light to the bathroom was off and it creeped me out. So I went to go close the bathroom door and he was like, you probably don't want to do that. And right before I'm about to say why, I swear to God, I hear fucking kids' laughter come out of that fucking bathroom. And I'm not like this guy through his voice, like it was like in front of me. I'm looking in this bathroom and I hear fucking kids laughing. And I'm like, fuck.
You still sleep in that room?
No, this was at his random apartment in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, did you sleep in the room after
No,
that?
yeah, I slept in the room. I slept in the room, and this is the fucking weird thing. He was like, when I sleep in the room, I wake up between like 4 and 4:30, etc. And this weird shit happens. Blah blah. I was like, yeah, whatever, dude. I'm sleeping in this bed. I'm fucking tired. So I'm sleeping in the bed, and I thought I was having a good night's sleep. All of a sudden, I fucking wake up. I wake up, and I'm like, if I roll over, and this fucking clock is anywhere between 4 and 4:30, fuck this. And I rolled over, and it was like 4:15. I was like, God damn it. So I'm like, I sleep on my stomach. So I'm like lying there in my stomach, sleeping on laying on the bed. And all of a sudden, fucking, I feel this pressure on the bed and it's pressed on the sheets on top of the blanket. And I feel something just fucking glide pressure wise across my back and onto the other side of the bed. And when I tell you, I was scared shitless. I did not get up to fucking look because I did not want to know what the fuck I was going to see. So I eventually went back to sleep like about an hour or so later. And I wake up and I was like, yo, why y'all were fucking with me last night? And they were like, we were asleep the entire time. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So fast forward a few months, he moves out of there because shit gets crazy. And then apparently he was talking to the landlord and some other people. And apparently a kid in that apartment complex did die like a while ago. So whether it's fucking I had a paranormal experience with some dead kid, I don't know. It was fucking creepy.
So let's take this back to a couple
Stability.
statements where you said I haven't seen anything or anything like that.
I didn't see anything.
Ghost child groped you in your sleep, feeling all up on it in your ass, and it's just nothing. Like that the little ghost kid pulled the shit from Scary Movie 2 on your ass, and
yeah, he floated across the middle of my back, and I felt it. I literally felt like a pressure going across, and I was like, you know what? If I
Baggins.
if I roll over and I see some fucking kid, I'm shitting myself in this guy's bed.
So I would kind of file that. Like if I was you, I would say, yeah, I've seen the things that make me, I do believe ghosts are real. Because if that should happen to me, ghosts are fucking real.
So Tommy is the complete no.
Okay, so
Tommy is a ghost.
Let me tell you this: ghosts are not real; they do not exist. But what does happen? I do believe people do go missing in the woods under very mysterious circumstances all the time.
It's always
like that.
white people.
That is something that I do believe in.
That shit's wild. You're right. That is wild.
Yeah. Because there are a compiled list of stories of people who go missing in very specific places of the country that just go missing. Now, do I believe it's ghosts doing it? No. Do I believe people live in the woods and snatching up people that get lost in the woods? Yes, probably.
I
So
think
you believe in
Um,
deliverance.
I think it's I think it's
I believe in the wrong turn. Yeah, all of that. Yeah, I
Oh
believe
yeah,
it's,
I rode the school bus with a couple of those kids. Fucking
I think it's
Yeah.
indigenous folks just scooping up white folks and be like, this is revenge.
yeah. it
You
could
know,
be,
we've been
yeah.
we've been stealing y'all for ages. How do you think I came out so white?
And why
I
do
mean,
you
what
think
there's a
black people
YouTube
don't
channel
go
about
missing in the woods? It's always the whites.
it's always white people.
Always the whites.
But isn't there a
But
YouTube
no.
channel? There's a whole guy wrote books about this shit. What is it, 411 or whatever the fuck it is?
Yeah,
He's
missing
writing, like-
411.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A lot of books. That guy kind of went off the rails though with like Trump, but like other than that, before
Did
before
he
Trump,
really?
yeah, because my friend Rick loves that YouTube series. But no, there's some crazy shit where like, especially when kids go missing and they find them like miles away up in the fucking mountains, or like, how the fuck did you get here?
Days later, unscathed, nothing, and they talk about, I was hanging out in this cabin that doesn't exist.
Yeah, or like the big man came and took me away. It's like, holy fuck, what the
Yeah.
fuck? And like clothes would be like neatly folded and like fucking put to this. It's like some weird shit.
So I'll say that my perspective is that because I've been so into this media for so long, like when I was a kid, before I could really like figure out if ghosts were real or not, and there's just these stories, so it kind of like it was on a level playing field. I never saw anything, never experienced anything, but I did notice that people who said that they saw things got a lot of attention. And I was a very lonely kid, so I made up stories. I remember making them up.
Oh,
I made up stories. So this is gonna get really weird and personal. So my grandpa was very sick when I was a kid, and I was an only child. And when my grandparents would come to town, it would be like I got no attention from my parents. So I remember making up this story that I saw something. I saw like a guardian angel or something and told it to my mom, and suddenly I got a whole bunch of attention. So then years and years later, my mom said that she believed in all of that because I saw things when I was a kid. And I'm trying to tell her, like, I made that up because I was a lonely kid who was fighting with somebody with cancer for attention. So there's that. But in that meantime, I watched a whole bunch of this media. I was kind of like on the ground floor of like the 90s stuff. So I watched Sightings, I watched In Pursuit of the Unknown, the original like Ghost Hunters coming into 2000s. I watched anything in these years. And for the most part, I have never experienced anything that made me really go, I can't explain that, because there's always something that I could be missing. And especially when they have like, if they have like a camera on it, like it's like, oh, this door moved. And like, that looks really, really cool. But I can't see if you have a string attached to that. I can't see if you have somebody like, so I want to see the evidence. I want to see what evidence you bring forward, but I'm not going to necessarily believe in any of it. However, we have thousands of years of people saying they experience or see something, and I don't know what that is. What are these people saying that they see? And a lot of it can come down to they just didn't have enough information about what they were actually seeing. But there's this few things that come down at the end where it's like, nobody can really explain this, and there's still people who are saying that they see things or feel things or whatever. So I'm on that, like, I want to see whatever evidence you have, but understand I'm not going to believe it unless I'm like there to know.
I got some more freaky stories.
The best evidence I've ever seen for any kind of paranormal activity was this family, and I don't know the name of this family, but it did happen after the movie Poltergeist. And like a whole, God, my contacts, I put them in wrong and they're just messing up my eye. Anyway, so this family
I thought your light went out and you started panicking and you're saying like ghosts don't exist, but I'm crying now.
Oh yeah, no. But yeah, there's this family, and like they had what they could videotape. They did videotape, and they were videotaping. They walked out of the house, and then like literally like 5 minutes later, they were filming, came back in the house, and everything was destroyed. Like everything just destroyed in seconds. Like cabinets pulled out, everything pulled out. And they had a lot more evidence of things that, videotapes of things. But I still can't say that's evidence of ghost or whatever, because I don't know, and I wasn't there and I didn't see everything. But it seemed to me, out of all the things that I watched, and I'm like you, I've watched a lot of stuff, because I'm not one of those people that, like, I don't believe in ghosts, but I would love to see something like that. I would love to be witness to, like, show me, like, I want to be there. And I've gone to places and I've tried to see things. I've spent nights in graveyards, high on acid, I've never
Graveyards
saw it.
aren't scary. I don't know why people keep going to graveyards because they're not the scary thing.
But yeah. That's yeah.
You all want to hear two other like crazy fucking
all of these paranormal experiences that you didn't have, Nelson.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, so I don't know if I'm jaded because she dumped me, but like this is years ago. I don't know if I'm just jaded because she dumped me, if I ever really believed it, or if it was real, or like it was, fucking underlying schizophrenia that's gonna come out later. I don't know what the fuck. Like, I can't.
You're kind of past the diagnosis point, Nelson.
Yeah.
You're good.
I can't fucking explain that she wouldn't have lied. I know that for a fact. And it was not just her, it was on her dad's side because her family's from Hungary and they came from a line of Roma. And I'm just like, she wouldn't lie about this. And there's stories that like her dad told, and then there were stories from her grandmother who was still alive told, and it was just like, what the fuck? So one of the crazy shits that happened is we were at Pearl Harbor, and she kept like fucking we were getting close to the ships, and she was like kind of not like freaking out, but like she was sensing some shit. And she was like, there's this dude talking to me. He's a sailor. He died here. His last name is Kellogg. And he was on the side of the ship. He was climbing, and the torpedo hit and it blew him off, and he died. And we go to the fucking wall, and lo and behold, out of all the 1,000 whatever sailors that fucking died that day, there was one dude named Kellogg. And I'm just like, how the fuck? Like, out of like, I don't know. And it wasn't like his name was Smith or his name was Johnson. It was like this dude's name was Kellogg, and he was on the wall. And I'm just like, what the fuck? That was pretty creepy. One other time, I remember she woke up in the middle of the night crying, and she was like, there was a plane crash in Siberia, and this is like dead, like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. She's like, there's a plane crash in Siberia. The pilot and like some other people are in the room right now. They don't know what the fuck happened. They're dead, and all this stuff. And like, she gets on the internet. This is not like had a smartphone, fucking roll over, fucking like went to her laptop, fucking click, and fucking lo and behold, Russian fucking news that fucking day, because it was daytime there, nighttime here. A plane of like 28 people had fucking went down in Siberia, killing everybody.
You spoke Russian?
Yeah, like she, I don't know. That's all I remember. That's all she told me. So it was just some weird shit.
Enough to unnerve you, at least.
Yeah, enough to be like, what the fuck? Obviously, if they're speaking Russian, she didn't speak Russian, so she could kind of get that they were probably, if this happened, if it was real, get that they're fucking upset and they're like, what the fuck's happening? Why are we here? One of the creepiest another creepy fucking thing was like her grandmother, her father like would go to school with this kid and walk to school with him like every day and walk back. And then one day the grandmother read palms and like read this kid's palm and said, told her son, don't walk home with him today. And he didn't. He stayed behind, and the kid ended up getting hit by a car that jumped the curb and killed. So
damn, why not tell that kid to just, hey, take a bus?
I know, right? It's a
God
fuck shit.
damn.
But,
Fuck that kid.
But yeah, it was just in that one house where the door fucking started, the door handle was shaking the night before I was sleeping there, and all of a sudden the fucking goddamn smoke detector went off, and it was loud, and it was fucking and it kept going. I was like, I do not want to have to fucking get up and find this goddamn smoke detector and see what the fuck's happening, because I didn't smell smoke. It was just fucking, it started going off, and I was like, motherfucker. And then right when I said to myself, I was like, shut the fuck up, it stopped.
Spooky.
Cool story, bro.
Tell it again. Yeah. So
See,
was real.
let me take it back to my.
I think it was all lies. She's probably smoking meth the entire time. I have a tracker.
Let Tyler talk.
Sorry. Go ahead,
My
Tyler.
young dumbass, like I'd be like as a kid, like, oh, ghosts aren't real. But I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I saw it said inspired by a true story. I was like 8 years old. I completely wrote off ever going to Texas. I was like, you know what? That motherfucker lives there. They never found him. He's still cutting motherfuckers up in Texas.
Oh, they never found the guy?
No, it's not really. It's based on Ed Gein.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Ed
Ed Gein
oh,
definitely
what?
went to prison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Oh,
It was
I didn't know that.
inspired by the events, but they
You know-
turned shit up to make it seem like fucking Leatherface was a real thing.
You know who
yeah,
haunts Tyler?
I thought it was.
You want to know who haunts Tyler? The ghost saw the pigs he killed. He just sees a floating hammer.
And he has the audacity to show up here dressed as a hot dog.
Yeah, Took him out once, I can do it again.
So, Kai, did you ever watch the documentary that got Ghost Adventures the show? Like that got
No,
Zach Bagans the
I
show?
didn't. I want to find
did.
it.
They had
So-
they have it as an episode. They made an episode.
When?
I don't know what season it was, but they were exploring this fucking hotel and they were in the basement, and all of a sudden, like
Is that the one where they were in Reno? It's the Reno Hotel
I think so. And
at the Goldfield or something like that.
yeah, and this is the only thing they've ever like definitively caught was Zach was walking down the fucking hallway and it was construction. It was like, you know, how they like there was walls and there's the support beams before you put up the drywall. And he turned the corner and like the boards started fucking levitating off the ground. These like 2x4 started literally levitating off the ground, and a fucking brick flew across the room and the boards were levitating. And he was like, "Rah!" and fucking ran. It was the funniest goddamn thing.
Let me finish one of my things. So I don't know. I err on the side of don't think ghosts exist because I've gone to so many of these haunted places. I've been in some of the quote unquote most haunted places in the world. I've been to the Edinburgh Vaults. I've been in several places in London, including the Tower of London. I've been to lots of places in St. Augustine, which is the oldest European city in the United States. You know, I've been to all these places and never seen anything. Lots of like ghost tours and all that. And I've never seen or felt anything, never got a picture, nothing. But I know that my own family has stories about things, and I don't really want to call them liars. so I just don't really, Nelson, what the fuck are you doing?
Just two different pictures of Tyler making the same exact face.
I'm so glad that my speaking has such an effect on you, Nelson. But anyway,
We're doing a show
No,
here, asshole.
Yeah,
I've never
Fuck
watched
you, Tommy.
their original episode, their original documentary. So yeah, the Ghost Adventures guys made a documentary, and that's what got them their original show. They were not part of the first crop of paranormal shows that were on TV. I would say they had a lot to do with Ghost Hunters, which came out a few years before that. Ghost Hunters, fucking classic. Ghost Hunters is the one with the two guys who worked for fucking Roto-Rooter, and they would cold open the show with them working on fucking toilets and shit. Based on the Atlantic Paranormal Society TAPS. That show had a lot of influence on what came out on TV afterwards.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the new beginning of this glut of TV shows. But in preparation for this, and because I love this shit, and a lot of it comes out in October, I went ahead and got the Discovery Plus subscription. I paid for it for a month so I can watch all this stuff. There is so much ghost TV right now, and a lot of it is so bad. Like, they're not even trying. It's like you look at kind of these first ones where they were earnestly trying to do something scientific. As bad as it was, you could see that they were trying to do something. They had a point they were trying to make, and it kind of washes itself through several generations of TV until you get to these ones that are on now, who are on the same wavelength but not trying to do anything quite as earnestly. So it's just stupid. Nelson,
What?
what are you laughing at over there?
I can't stop laughing at Tyler in the hot dog costume. I'm sorry.
I've been arguing with you for a year to get this episode.
Yeah, Nelson.
I know.
Listen, be serious, okay? Stop acting
I'm
like
the
a
witch
man.
on the payroll.
God, Nelson. We're trying to
Tommy,
have
shut up. You didn't even want to be here either.
No, I was about to say, the one guy that nods off every fucking episode.
Listen, I have games to play. I have shit to do. I don't want to listen to some pink-haired dude say racist statements, okay? Like, I got better shit to do.
Look, they're not going to understand if that episode never comes out, Tommy.
You're right.
So
You're right.
Sorry, my sink
They
water,
won't
I don't know what's going
understand.
on, but my sink water's running white, and the cold water has like vapor smoke or something coming off the top of it. ectoplasm or whatever they call this shit. For Ghostbusters?
Kai, look what
It's
you
the
did.
ghost.
You Tommy's
I
light
turned
went
off
out.
Tommy's light and I fucked up Tyler's
Ectoplasm
water.
Yeah.
It's I don't know what the oh shit.
Somebody's been peeking up out of Nelson's bathroom and just waving at me.
By the way, I want you guys to know that so when I moved into this house, the landlord lives in Vegas, and I've never met my landlord, never seen him a day in my life. Great living situation, love it. So in this closet, this guy was like, hey, you can do anything you want, but there's some stuff in this closet, just don't move it or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. He's like, just don't throw it away. And I was like, okay, cool. So in this closet, his mother's urn is in this closet.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
No.
I swear, I'll go get it right now. Like,
Go get it. Go get it right now.
hold on.
No,
Oh, it's Kai's episode. Kai, do you want to see the urn? Oh God.
no. Oh God, there he goes.
Open it.
No.
Do a line of his mom.
Okay, so apparently it's just air bubbles in my water.
Okay.
Y'all wouldn't be nearly this laughing at if it was your own fucking mom.
That is true.
Yeah.
Tommy would fucking do a line of someone.
But like he doesn't care about it that much.
I heard that, and I was gonna say that's actually not true. If it was my mom, I would definitely do this.
He came on just to say that. God, but the tabs people, what got me, and when you brought it up, and I was like, oh my God, those are the Roto-Rooter dudes.
Yep.
Like they literally are like fucking snaking out this person's toilet, be like, man, there's ghosts in the fucking. Like, no,
And then
dude,
their fucking secretary would call them up and tell them about a ghost thing that they had to do while they're in uniform on shift,
How did-
snaking out toilets.
how did
Daggum.
how was
That goes
Roto-Rooter
spooky dookie.
someone done dropped a ghost turd in the dang toilet again?
Spooky dookie, man.
Spooky Dookie. That's gonna be the name of the episode. Spooky Dookie. You know those low flow toilets, they're haunted. That's why you gotta flush them 5 times. Kai, whatever happened to taps? The one guy quit, didn't he?
Yeah, so it was Jason and Grant, and Jason stuck around. Grant, so both of them said that when they decided to start the paranormal group, it was because both of them had paranormal experiences on their own. I think they were already friends, but they both said they had paranormal experiences, which led them to open the group, which eventually got them a TV show. I have no idea why these guys got a TV show of all people, because they weren't really like interesting people, except that they were fucking plumbers. So Grant eventually left the show, and he never said why. And my pet theory is that Jason was going overboard with like trying to push the issue of like all this ghost shit, and Grant wasn't for that anyway, because Grant was always kind of the quieter guy. But who the fuck knows? It seems to happen a lot on these ghost shows, because Ghost Adventures had Nick leave like out of nowhere. So I don't know. I think because I think that the people that do these shows, a lot of them have to be aware of the grift. They have to be doing something to get the show, because even if they think that some of this stuff is real, they have to manufacture it for a TV show, for something that has to come out 20 episodes a year or something like that. So I don't know. Do you think that Zach, we've had this conversation lots of times, like on text, but so Tommy, you watched him, and Nelson, you remember him. Do you think Zach believes what he says?
I think
I think he's a grifter, 100%.
I don't know, man.
You've got to be though.
Yeah,
I'm out.
ghosts aren't real.
I think, or everyone around him knows that it's a grift. Zach actually is a true believer, and none of them really want to say anything to him because it's a cash cow and they're making fucking bank.
I think that's more likely.
After a couple seasons, like you've got to realize, like, I really haven't seen any substantial evidence.
If you guys ever watch Zach, I've read his books. His Ghost Adventures is a fucking media empire now. Ghost Adventures has had at least 3 spinoffs, all headed by Zach.
The museum.
He has done. Yeah, he has a museum in Las Vegas, which unfortunately I didn't get to go to because it was opening right after I went last time. He's got this museum. He's made a rock album. He's made he's been in everything. I want the album so bad, but I don't know what the name of the band was. But like he's done everything. He's gotten so much money out of this media empire. But the way that Zach acts, I think he's the only one I can think of that believes his own bullshit because he has formed his life to go along with it. Like he won't date. He won't date because he claims that there are ghosts who will attack his girlfriends. He has a tattoo on one of his arms from a ghost woman that follows him around and attacks his girlfriends. His tattoos are fucking awful, by the way.
They're god awful. He believes it. No, I wholeheartedly believe. I think
he's dating somebody in secret. Look,
I don't think he could at this point.
No,
like Zach Bagans, you see him wherever he
fucks,
goes.
Though. He definitely fucks.
But I don't think he's dating.
Yeah. He plays that shit up, and he bangs like the gift shop girl in every fucking random like sideshow.
Nelson, his mom works there. I don't think he's banging his mom.
No, not at his museum. I'm talking about like all the places they go.
Right.
They awkwardly show him quote unquote flirting with like whomever.
He's got the weirdest personality though. I could see somebody being like, because he does work out a lot and he's obsessed with MMA. So I could see somebody going like physically
he's not a bad looking dude. Yeah.
As long as you don't look at his fucking face, but
so I have.
Did you find the album?
Right now. Zach Bagans band called Necro Fusion.
Oh my god.
Tommy,
oh my god.
Please make that the intro music.
Oh, it's 100% going to be the intro.
With him singing. I just
gotta listen to this all the way through and find the best song.
Holy diver.
So like I've read his books.
Electronica, by the way. It's electronica.
No.
Yeah.
He is so into his like regardless of whether he believes it, he's definitely into his own bullshit. Because the way that he
listeners on Spotify.
How many?
9.
That can't be that. Are you kidding?
Do they even count that low?
Yeah, they're on my Spotify. So. I got it in before Tyler.
You said his name was Zach Bagans.
Bagans.
They have him listed on Google as an actor.
Zach Bagans.
Oh, well, yeah.
He's not even that. So
it kind of looks like
the things that I've seen of him when he's like not. When he doesn't know if this is going to be like on screen or something like that, he's just so fucking awkward. There's something about him that just really does not understand how to human at all. And I don't think I'm making this like ableist because I know lots of people who have like interpersonal issues because of mental illness or autism spectrum or something like that. I think he's genuinely just really fucking weird.
I think Zach Bagans is a clout demon before clout demons became a thing.
Yeah, this was back.
His favorite band is Korn.
He looks like the Spencer's Gift version of Tom DeLonge.
He has 1 million followers on Twitter.
Yeah, I only joined Twitter earlier this month when like Messenger was down, and I was like immediately I have to go follow Zach Bagans because I have to know what kind of bullshit he's up to. He's kind of my pet like project. I want to see what he's doing, but I don't like him. So I'm like read all of his books and watched his TV shows because what the fuck is wrong with you, my dude?
We should get him on the show.
If he's a clout demon, there's no way he's coming on a show this dinky.
Yeah, you're right. He is a clout demon.
Hold on, time out. Wait. Oh wait, no. Zach Bagans. I think he got married. Even though Zach Bagans is not yet married, he was dating model and TV celebrity.
Yeah, that's from a couple years ago.
Never mind.
Yeah, he was dating somebody. I bet you there's going to be stories about how his ghost girlfriend attacked her and shit like that.
Can I talk about Aaron real quick, Kai? Mind if I?
Yeah.
Okay, so the sad thing is though about all this is that like if they don't believe and this is a grift, one of the sad fucking stories that has come out of this is that poor Aaron, who is probably my favorite out of all of them because I relate probably the most.
The original camera and equipment guy.
Yeah, I relate the most because he gets bullied on a show with his quote unquote friends, and I can empathize with that. He ended up like losing a bunch of weight and getting paranoid because of this. Said that stuff followed him home, and it literally ruined his marriage. Like his his wife left him, I think, or they got a divorce. Like it ruined his marriage. He lost a bunch of weight.
This is only one side of the story. Do we have her side of the story?
Yeah, for all we know, he could have been like smoking crack.
Right,
I'll say another story that came out of the Ghost Adventures crew.
Sorry.
That was solid. That was really funny.
I can't help it if I'm not as funny as everybody else on here. I can only talk bullshit. But another story that came out of the crew is, so after Nick left, they got 2 guys in to basically replace him, Billy and Jay. And one of them, I can never remember which one because they look the same.
They do.
His wife was the still photographer for the show, and she traveled with them.
Yeah, I remember that episode. Yeah.
Devil's Bridge or something like that.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a creepy ass episode. That bridge.
Yeah, when you saw her get fucking like punched by nothing.
Yeah. And the fucking Klansmen used that bridge. It was some crazy shit. That bridge did have, like, paranormal shit aside, that bridge had they lynched people off that bridge. It was a bad fucking place. I wouldn't want to be there at night.
So she wasn't part of the on-screen crew because she was just a still photographer for them. And they went to this place, I think it's called like Devil's Bridge or something like that. And she ended up freaking out while they were on location. They caught her freaking out. And she said that she heard something. Then she said that she saw eyes. And I think they caught something that looked like eyes because it's just like a big wooded area with a bridge over a creek. And so they caught something that looked like eyes. And then she said that she had to go confront whatever this was because it was freaking her the fuck out while they were on the tour bus. And so she walks out there, and then in the footage, because none of the guys went with her, you just see her get fucking clocked by something. Like she got punched, and she went down because of this. And she freaked out so much that she ended up quitting her position with the show.
Yeah.
So
I do remember that. That was a fucking wild episode. Yeah.
Whatever it was, if she had some kind of psychosomatic reaction and acted like she got punched, goddamn, that must be a scary fucking place for that to happen. And then freak out so much that you leave your job.
You could have been shot in the face with a pellet gun.
I'm just saying, let's just me.
Could have been smoking crack.
Suspend belief here for a second. You make a lot of money off reality TV, and usually once you get a tour bus, what a lot of people do when they start to get fame and a lot of money is a lot of cocaine, which will make you paranoid and will possibly make you believe what you're like pushing.
Yeah, Aaron had a lot of like, if there was anybody who had physical symptoms of ADHD, it was fucking Aaron. He cannot sit still. He can't do.
That's why I relate to the guy.
He was on heroin AM. That's what he was.
Yeah. Look, I'm saying like the only paranormal experiences I've ever had have been from doing a shit ton of drugs. Now, unless this shit opened you up to ghosts or some shit like that, I think it's just the heightened paranoia, shit fucked up in your brain, lack of sleep. Just my opinion.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong.
I might get choked out by a ghost tonight. Like,
I do nothing but hallucinogens, and I've never hallucinated. I've never seen anything crazy. I've never.
I think
you're not everybody though.
But I want to. I want to
do a bunch of stimulants. Get to the point where you're up for like a week,
dude. You got to do
then
that.
You'll start seeing the shit. You'll get the paranoia.
Yeah. Sleep deprived will show you a lot of shit. Yeah,
like,
you're right.
And this is. I'm not trying to like. This is not me being mean or anything, but majority of the ghost stories that I've ever heard from people and they seem like they actually believed it. A lot of them were on meth or other stimulants for long.
That's because that's the people you were around, Tyler.
But I mean, I've been around different people. Like,
yeah, different people. Some of them, smoke weed. Some of them do cocaine. Some of them shoot heroin. Some of them smoke meth. They're all different people.
Listen, I'll say this: I'll go anywhere. I will spend the night anywhere. If I will, I just want to see. I want to see something. I just don't believe it. I won't believe it until I see it.
If anyone listening to this knows Zach Bagans personally or has Zach Bagans' contact information, Tommy wants to go on the show.
Listen, in the year, we're 2021. Everybody's got a fucking camera in their pocket. and we still have not caught a ghost on camera.
And
there
it's
is something wrong with this.
There's things that I've seen on camera that are weird, but I could say categorically every time I've seen something that's weird, I can't see what's behind whatever the weird thing is.
Exactly.
I can't see to the sides of the walls. It's a quick shot. It's grainy. It's dark. You can't go.
Yeah.
You can't go in there and investigate the circumstances around it.
Have y'all had the theory that like it's not like ghosts or spirits, but it's like not necessarily like a different dimension, like the energy can be trapped and it's just like a moment in time that you're witnessing. It's not a ghost, it's a past event, like a snapshot of like somebody that was there like 100 years ago.
But even that is impossible because of the way the earth travels. It's just
the thing that a lot of these things that are kind of predicated on is that they start with the idea that a ghost is energy, and that in itself is flawed. If you cannot measure the energy, you cannot start with the idea that it's energy. So from there on, all of the methodology is fucked. Basically, if you're starting with a flawed concept, you can't go on to prove that. So if that's the case, if somehow that it's energy, we should be able to record it. And that's what a lot of their quote unquote like measuring things are, like the K2s and all that stuff. But it's so fleeting and you can't pin it down, and they don't have a rigorous kind of investigation method. What they think is vigorous is not vigorous. They're not actually checking for a lot of these things. And that's why I kind of liked like Ghost Hunters when it first came out, because their original idea was that, oh, we've caught these kind of spikes in energy around here, in magnetic energy or whatever it is. We've caught these spikes. We're going to go in there and try to figure out why. And they'd go into these places and they'd find bare electrical. They'll find like electric put up against copper piping and stuff like that. That's kind of making Faraday cages and things like that. They were making these weird things. But like I said, like over time, that methodology that was kind of like, that's like a 50% methodology that they were using. It got washed and rinsed by so many people who wanted to make shows similar to that they've lost the entire plot on why it mattered in the first place.
I think the best thing was when in Ghost Adventures they brought off the fucking Xbox Connect. And they were like, you can pick up ghosts. Tommy, I forgot to tell you about that episode.
They did that in they did the first time I ever saw that, and the reason why they did that is because they did it on Paranormal Activity
4.
Yes.
Oh, it was 2. Paranormal Activity 2.
But it's a real thing. You can do that with a Kinect. You put it on night vision and you can see, because I've tried it. You can do that, and it's really cool. It's really cool, but I've never saw fucking ghost. No, never saw ghost.
I feel like it'd be almost be easier to prove like demonic possession than it would be to like prove a ghost.
So that's another one of the things I wanted to bring up with Ed and Lorraine Warren kind of being the basis of a lot of these shows. Like a bunch of people took their ideas and decided to make shows into them. Ed and Lorraine Warren were Catholic, very, very Catholic. So a lot of this ghost mythology that we're using now is based on Catholicism in ways that, unless, like you're not really paying attention to it until you go like, okay, so if you've got a scratch, if you've got 3 marks, then it's a mocking of the Trinity. Like, where the fuck does that come from except for Catholicism, basically?
Yep.
And with like with demon possession and all that, like a lot of Protestant religions don't really believe in demons, like a literal hell or demons and things like that. So it's not coming from Protestant beliefs. And then all you have to do is look at like ghost beliefs around the world that aren't like, they'll have something that's similar to possession in a lot of places, but it's not based on Catholicism at the end of the day.
Protestants did start banking on that possession thing, and they fucking like there are like Protestant fucking demonologists, like exercise, I think they started seeing like the Catholic Church is begging off this shit. We're gonna fucking like everybody healed, like the demon out of it, and like fucking get bit by a rattlesnake.
What's wild to me is that negative things get attributed to demons and positive things get attributed to God, but doesn't God create everything? It's just kind of weird to me.
Except
Don't
for
ask
that
Nelson.
one,
He can't remember anything about
No, he
Catholic
can't.
school.
wasn't that one movie though, Paradise Falls, whatever it was, with the demons. I mean, the angels were the bad things. They look like demons. They were trying to kill people. That's accurate. There you go.
And that's
Biblical
another-
angels are supposed to be horrifying.
Fucking horrifying. They
And
look
that's
like this
another
thing.
thing. That's another thing. People always attribute certain things to demons or whatever, but you don't know what the fuck that is. You don't know what a demon looks like.
White
you don't know
people.
what a demon is. You don't know. You have no reference other than what's shown on the TV, and they had no reference for what they showed. You have no reference because it doesn't exist. It's not real.
I like the drawings of the alleged demons, like the one that's like a fat dude riding a crocodile, and apparently he's a demon. That's pretty.
What?
Yeah, there's like
What?
the books of like demons and etc. Whatnot, demonology and their cult. It's they're
But where do
pretty
these
funny looking.
references come?
Oh
Even
no, I agree
even-
with you. I agree with you. It's total bullshit. I just think that the drawings of them are funny.
even the depictions of hell aren't from the Bible. They're from Dante's Inferno. Like there is no reference for
Which
any
was
of
a
this
Bible
shit.
fanfic, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which goes back to the point that I really think that like the Conjuring films and shit are secretly financed by the Catholic Church to scare people to come back. I think it's
Like,
pure.
I
Catholic
wouldn't be
propaganda.
surprised if they put a lot of money into it.
If we were
I
having
would
this,
not be surprised.
if we were having this discussion like 200 years ago, we would be saying, "Oh, are witches real? Where are witches?" It's the same thing.
No, I see them on Facebook all the time with their
Yeah.
crystals and their fucking astrology
And
symbols
fucking
and shit.
Mercury's in
What's-
retrograde and all that shit. You know,
And
we
they
know.
post their Fleetwood Mac songs.
Tommy, let's
I've
be
dated
honest.
a couple.
If
They
we were
cursed
having
me.
this conversation 200 years ago, you wouldn't be talking to us right now. Let's just put that out there.
Oh yeah, because you would still be racist then. As you are now.
So one more show I wanted to talk about is this one that was on Discovery Plus since I bought it, and I saw a few episodes while I was in the States, and it's one called Ghost Asylum, I think, and it is the funniest thing I have ever seen. I cannot stop watching it. So it's these, I think it's 4 or 5 good old boys from backwoods Tennessee who go to a bunch of old asylums, which is pretty fucked up to begin with. And they're like investigating for ghosts. And then in the last third of the episode, they decide to build a device to catch a ghost, like physically catch a ghost. And it is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Go ahead, Tommy.
But that's where I get frustrated because my science mind and this just does not meld. Like, how
Yeah.
do you build?
That's why it's so fucking funny.
What the fuck? Like, what is a ghost?
Also, it's good old
what
boys
is
from
a ghost?
Tennessee building this. Like, what are they?
Hey,
Fucking building
we're
it
gonna
on?
catch that Carpathian man.
What
We
is-
got
what
him.
is they building?
So Tommy, honestly, like I'm not telling you have to watch it because I know that you don't have the attention span for it.
Now,
But if you find one episode
Yeah.
and go to the last third and watch, because they build a new thing every episode. And the first one that I can remember is they built a Faraday cage.
I knew it. I was just about to say, I bet they built the Faraday cage.
They
I
built the
fucking
Faraday
knew it.
cage with
I
like
knew
a
it.
funnel in the middle, and they put
Oh
a
my
crystal
God.
in the top. And they were going to catch the ghost in the Faraday cage and then trap it in the crystal. Which,
Well-
again, like this is what I was talking about. Like, if you're starting with a fucked up premise to begin with, why would a crystal catch a ghost? Why the Faraday cage?
The crystal.
How?
Yeah.
The crystal is actually a Coors Light can, an empty fucking Coors Light
No, the
can.
crystal's the actual crystal, man.
Another one that they did was that
Fucking-
they didn't know if they had a ghost or a demon in this building. So they built 2 of the same machine.
Oh my
They were
God.
both vacuum kind of machines. And on one side of the hallway, they had a vacuum spewing out burning sulfur because sulfur is supposed to attract demons. And on the other one, they had burning sage, which is supposed to be for good spirits because everybody's got to fuck with Native American shit now. So they had these things blowing out the smoke to attract the demon or the ghost, and then the vacuum to suck it in like it is fucking Ghostbusters 1984.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have a combination of 13 Ghosts and Ghostbusters
God.
It's just, it
and
is so,
Poltergeist.
it's so funny. I can't even, like, what do you think you're doing? And the other thing is that the main guy, the lead guy, because there's always going to be a lead guy, they're all backwoods Tennessee guys. They all got really heavy accents. A lot of them, they dress them up to look as southern and backwoods as they can. So this is very Duck Dynasty. We're gonna like make you jokes basically. But this guy, when they're reviewing their evidence at the end with their evidence guy, they're in a warehouse and he's wearing rhinestone studded jeans, cowboy cut jeans with cowboy boots and a muscle tank because he obviously works out and skips leg day because he's ripped on top and there's nothing in his legs.
God.
And I swear to God, he shaves and oils so that he looks as shiny and oh my God, it is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Now let me tell you this.
There's more than one season.
Ghost in every crystal on these here pair of jeans. I'll tell you what.
In my bedazzled jeans.
It's like I haven't seen a look like that for so long.
Oh my God. The
How
low
long
Goes
until
to
rider.
it of
Dog
the
the Bounty
traveling
Hunter catches
pants.
ghosts?
What?
How long until Dog the Bounty Hunter starts catching ghosts?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
please.
I need that.
That has
But he
to happen.
almost did.
Man,
You think-
fuck Brian Laundry.
Do you think,
He was
you
just
think-
in the wrong place. That ghost was not there.
Do you think Alec Baldwin's gonna be haunted now? Do you think he's gonna have like that ghost follow him around? Be like, "Oh, you did this to me."
Rich
you
people
son
don't
of
get
a-"
haunted.
Yeah. it's-
Yeah.
I can't wait till
money.
Alec Baldwin has to play Alec Baldwin in an SNL skit where he actually
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my God. Yes.
Dude, I watched SNL this
my
week
God.
just to see if they will make fun of it, but they don't. They didn't. I was very upset. And they're probably not because he's an NBC guy and they don't make fun of NBC people.
They're just gonna pretend Alec Baldwin never happened now.
Pretty much.
He had a very illustrious career for a long time and then it just ended. We don't know why.
JD Vance like tweeted at the Twitter CEO was like, "Bring Trump back. We need good Alec Baldwin jokes." I was like, "God damn, dude, you're running for Senate. You're a fucking asshole." Oh man.
All right. I think I've exhausted you guys on all of my bullshit.
What?
somebody pulled some Hitman video game shit on Alec Baldwin and handed him a hot gun to take out a target.
yeah, they did.
God damn. Oh my God.
This is the dude in the black suit that just swapped it out real quick.
Yeah, fucking barcode on the back of his head.
yeah.
But you know, Alec Baldwin's dumbass was probably playing around with the prop gun.
Yeah. This is why you don't give liberals guns.
Yeah. Hey, bang bang! Oh shit, she's dead. Did I just Brandon Lee this woman?
Oh my God. It's just like,
Well, at least we lose one Baldwin. I mean, we got plenty others to pick from.
yeah, but
the
half of
good
them are
one
like
had
Trump
to die.
supporters.
Yeah, like super
Yeah.
Christian weird guys.
What about the Biodome?
Stephen and Daniel Baldwin are the shit Baldwins. One is permanently doing Lifetime movies, and the other one is a Trump supporter. Like it's not good.
What was the one that looks like a cross between Alec Baldwin and Gary Busey? Which brother is that?
That's Stephen Baldwin.
Stephen
That's,
Baldwin.
That's the
yeah,
Biodome,
that's-
dude.
Yeah,
Biodome.
yeah.
And then the one that was Jane and fucking Firefly and Serenity. That Baldwin, he's a diehard Trump supporter.
That's probably Daniel Baldwin.
Ugh.
I don't know. I know Daniel Baldwin does nothing but Lifetime movies now. So
Y'all seen any good scary movies lately for Halloween?
No.
no.
Halloween Kills was pretty good if you like slasher stuff.
Fucking what was that movie we saw? Fucking Malignant.
Oh. What do you mean we saw? You weren't there with me and Tommy.
I did watch it though.
That movie
Yeah,
was
Malignant
great.
was funny as hell.
It was
10 out of 10.
fucking hilarious.
I just like slashers. It's just
Uh,
it's simple.
I do really want to watch The Lamb. The Lamb is coming out soon. Not in
Have
the
you
same theater
seen-
me?
I've heard bad things.
Slasher.
That's all I'm gonna say because I know you get real touchy, but I've heard bad things.
I watched Dune. It was the craziest fucking Star Wars prequel I've ever seen.
Are they wearing shit up their nose like in the fucking old one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Tommy and I watched it together. It was like the fucking cinematography. It's beautifully done. It's a beautiful,
Oh, it's got a pretty decent cast.
beautiful movie.
No, it's not bad. It's really not bad. You can tell it's going to be a trilogy. Like the first one is just an introduction. My main issue with this movie is this fucking white savior complex.
Oh my god! yeah,
Like
Jesus
I was like,
Christ.
God, you made these people black, but you made the fucking black people want a white savior. Like I don't know. It's just kind of
The dude who wrote the book was one of those like old school racist like sci-fi dudes. Like everyone in the book is white, and then like they're like, "Fuck, we gotta throw some people of color in this." And it's just like,
so we'll make the marginalized people of color, you know.
And so my friend Zane is like loves he thought it was like he's obsessed with the movie. And apparently the author went to his grave saying it's not about oil. It's not an allegory about the U.S. and oil. Like, it's a fucking allegory about the U.S. and oil. Like, come on.
Looking like a true capitalist.
Like Margaret Atwood says that Handmaid's Tale has nothing to do with like current feminists, but also Margaret Atwood is a fucking TERF who has outed herself on Twitter in the last week.
What did she
fuck
say
her
about,
too.
What did happen about Twitter? She said something about cum. It was some weird shit.
Yeah, so now
yeah,
something
and
about
the memes were hilarious.
Yeah, about semen quality has gone down in like the last 16 years or something like that. Everybody's like, what the fuck?
The sperm. Yeah. So so in the book,
just sperm tasting, like
it's like Coke. It just don't taste like it used to.
I know what she meant. It's fucking stupid, but no, in the book,
like how they used to make it.
Yeah, in the book and in the series, the whole concept is that people lose the ability to reproduce because it comes from the men, and then our sperm count has dropped so low that we can't fertilize eggs. So like she's talking about that.
We're almost overpopulated.
Oh no, no more kids. Oh no. Poor
white feminism.
I would love to live in a world where there are no children.
I love how like everyone in the fucking all like the characters of color in fucking Handmaid's Tale get killed for the most part.
Typical.
It's so fucked, and the white lady gets everyone killed.
The only people killed in Dune was people of color. They killed the Asian dude,
the
black guy. They had Jesus kill the black guy. Like, goddamn.
God, you're right. Javier Bardem is pretty cool though.
He's still making movies?
Oh yeah.
How
dare you? Javier Bardem.
I don't watch anything. I watch horror movies that come out
No Country for Old Men is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
No, that I saw a clip of that. I'm like, there's no way I will survive this. I can't do it.
Oh my! Dude, that's Tommy Lee Jones's best movie.
That haircut,
for real. Like that movie is so fucking good. Flip a coin. Flip. Just flip the coin. Flip a coin. And then he kills him like Tyler with the fucking hog gun.
I've been taking pictures of Tyler this entire time, and it's literally I have a few pictures. He's making the same like sad face. Just into the fact that
it's a really sad hot dog.
Sad hot dog. It's the greatest fucking.
You look like the teenage
firefighters are in uproar over Halloween kills because firefighters got killed in the movie.
What?
Yeah, like apparently first responders are upset because like in the beginning of the movie he kills like 12 firefighters.
Good,
I'm like, it is a
like
it's a slasher movie. Everybody's gonna die.
Yeah, and thank God it's firefighters because
they've had it good for too long.
I had firefighters.
These racist motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's what you get for Birmingham, you bastards.
It's like,
oh man,
yeah, fucking Halloween, man. Can't wait.
Happy Halloween.
The goddamn fucking hot dog.
No. What's the Silver Shamrock ad? Fuck.
Happy Halloween.
Halloween. Yeah.
Halloween. God, that is like my number 2 Halloween movie. So fucking good. So underrated. Who's the guy who plays the complete fucking alpha Chad in that? Dude with a big ass mustache who literally
it's from like the early 80s. I'm not gonna
Burt Reynolds. Yeah.
It's like a Burt Reynolds lookalike. But he only gets into this whole plot just because he's trying to fuck this chick who's involved in this plot. And that's how he ends up in all this shit. It is hilarious. The 80s
It's Tom Atkins, right?
Yeah, something like I think that's the name.
All I know is my birthday's in 3 days and my back hurts. That's I think the one and the same.
Have you seen that Netflix show, I Think You Should Leave. So there's this, like in the first episode, there's a skit of this guy who drives a hot dog car into a building, and then this guy in a hot dog suit is looking around like, we need to find out who did it.
Yeah. Whoever did it, just come out now.
Just come out now. Just say it. Just say it. This is what you remind me of.
Oh my god.
It's just, I think he looks like, the new hire at like the summertime hot dog stand where they're like, go stand out by the highway and wave the sign.
I just love how
That's
it's sleeveless. I just love how it's sleeveless, so you can be like, I'm
gonna go to the gym in this. Like,
Please.
I'm gonna go to the gym in this. There will be pictures.
There will be
I keep
blood.
thinking that the mustard or whatever that's on it, it looks like the Incredibles logo.
Oh my god. Anyway, anything else?
I made it through another Halloween without any of my kids wanting to be cops. That's great.
No, you still got 5 days.
Well, no. The closest we got was Gal Gadot Wonder Woman.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. But that's not bad. It's not.
It could be worse. She could have
Could be.
just wanted to skip straight to being a fucking IDF.
Yeah, I'm not answering the door this year. I'm acting like we're not home. I'm
Y'all
putting the bucket of candy out.
I was about to say,
And
what is
I'm
Halloween
turning all the
like?
lights off.
What is Halloween like in the UK?
Pretty sedate. Like
Happy Halloween.
Here's some
disc off.
a lot of the kids are too shy to say trick or treat. They don't like it's a very like British like yeah, they're kind of shy. It's not like a thing that they know how to do. So it's kind of weird. I'll have a lot of kids like show up at my door and just like look at me and like hold their bucket out. And like I don't pick the candy for them because we buy several different kinds. So I always put the bucket down so that they can choose, and they have no idea what to do. And I've never seen a kid stick their hand in and try to take everything. They always only take one.
Oh my god.
Do they have Hershey's in London?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, so
do you guys have Tim Tam?
So they get shit candy is what it is.
No.
I actually have the bucket over there. It's a lot
No,
of very
there's-
Bring it out.
standard
bring it out.
British candy.
Yes,
They-
bring it out. Let's
Yeah,
look
bring
at
it out because I'm not
here's-
gonna lie. Australian candy was the shit, and I bet y'all have similar candies.
Haribo, a lot of Haribo.
I had Tim Tams. It was fucking amazing.
Tim Tams are fucking good. Okay,
And there was
talk
That's
amongst
it.
yourselves while I get the bucket.
and there was another one
Yes.
that was like honey and chocolate. and
It's
it
gonna
was
be a
really
bucket full
fucking
of
good.
mush peas.
Just a bangers
It's
and
just a
mash.
shepherd's pie. That's all it is.
Stick your hand in the shepherd's pie. It's bangers and mash. or
Trick
whatever
or
it's
treat,
called.
get your chips.
It's your crisp.
It's your
Oh.
fishy chips, you fucking wanker. Oi, it's Tuesday, isn't it?
Fucking blood sausage. That's all it is.
It's Halloween, isn't it?
It's Halloween.
It's all the way in there.
What do you think? Like
I
every
can
other
hear
kid-
you guys through my headphones a room
every
away.
every other kid is James Bond.
Like gummy
Haribo.
Haribos.
Horrible.
And there's a lot of like vintagey candy.
I can't remember the name of this shit. The
Why,
honey
why,
and
does,
chocolate thing
why
is
did the
so
UK
good.
ban Hershey's?
Parma Violets. It's a candy that smells like your grandma's perfume when you eat it.
Ugh.
It's
Wait, time
horrid.
out. The UK banned Hershey's?
No, we didn't ban Hershey's. It's just not a thing over here.
Yeah, because you guys have better chocolate, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie.
I
more
don't like
about
British
it.
chocolate personally, but that's because I grew up poor and I'm used to poor person chocolate in the States, which is barely chocolate. So
Mm.
British chocolate is a higher quality, but I don't like it.
Yes, indubitably.
They were
And
out
these-
of Reese's pumpkin, so I had to get the Reese's Christmas trees, which I think are slightly better than the Reese's pumpkin. I had 6 for breakfast this morning.
Oh
Fucking
my
great
god, I love
decision.
That's what I'm gonna do for my birthday. I'm just gonna get a bag of Reese's and just fucking eat them all and say fuck it.
So- These are kind of like now and laters. Do you guys remember now and laters?
Yes.
Oh, and blocks.
More and block.
Block.
You
And
wanker.
drumsticks. This is kind of like Laffy Taffy, but Laffy Taffy that's like 4 years old and breaks your teeth. That's
why
that's
y'all
a
have
drumstick.
That's why y'all have bad teeth over there.
So the UK has like grandma candy. Like good
Yeah, a lot of
lord.
it is quite like a lot of candy hasn't really changed since like the 70s. Usually we buy a bag of chocolate, but if we buy a bag of chocolate, it's gone by the time the kids get here. So I have to buy it closer to the day. But yeah, we've got a lot of this like kind of like Laffy Taffy stuff, but we don't have any chocolate in our bucket yet. It's all just this kind of gummy stuff.
It was such a culture shock for me to like marrying a Hispanic woman and then trying like Hispanic candy, and I'm like, all this shit's spicy. Like all this
spicy, yes.
Chili powder and tamarind.
See, like this does not look like candy. This looks horrid.
It's like a bag of Coke.
I really thought it was a bag of Coke.
This is that Moem striped sour with like the orange on it.
What's all this then?
Boy.
What's all this? This is a bag of China white.
Fucking
Give me a
This is horrible.
oh, sweet.
What is going on with this? Oh god.
Now my
That's
smoking
bad.
alarm's going
God, I
off.
figured this
Hear
is
that? Nice.
It's the
fuck?
ghost.
It's the ghost. I tell you, the fire alarm that's it goes off, and you just like shut the fuck up, and it
But
goes
see, how
off.
can this place be haunted? I'm the first owner. Like I bought this.
Land has been there for a while, hadn't
Yeah,
it?
Tyler, whose land was it originally?
But I mean, I don't know how
Dun,
ghosts
dun,
work. I
dun.
don't know how ghosts work.
All I know is Kai. I figured you'd be scaring the shit out of kids. I figured that you.
No,
this is like
I've lived here for 11 years now. Most of those 11 years, we were the only house on the street that would decorate for Halloween. I have several like ceramic pumpkins because like pumpkin patches weren't really a thing here until quite recently. So I have ceramic pumpkins. I would put like spider like twirlers in the trees and everything. I had purple lights. I had all kinds of stuff out in front of my house, but they didn't have a lot of like decorations like you get in the States. For years, we were the only people on the street who would do it. But I don't want to deal. We're also the rednecks of the street because everybody like this is kind of a rich neighborhood and everybody like pressure washes their driveway and everything. And our driveway is covered in moss and shit.
fucking car parts. This is Adam's just
Yes!
working on the super in the back, just blaring fucking Kid Rock, just working on the car.
But like, so yeah, like kids kind of liked our house because we were the only ones that would decorate for it. But I don't feel like dealing with any kids this year or opening the door for them. So I'm just going to shut off all the lights and put the bucket up front and pretend we're not home.
So when I was in Australia, like Halloween was a relatively like new thing to them. They weren't like doing it. It was just like a relatively new thing. Is it like that in the UK? Like, if this is
I've had several times older British people like give me shit as an American because Americans are bringing things like Halloween over.
Oh yeah.
See, that's why I love Halloween in the South. Like, I can't tell you how many times I went trick or treating at someone's house and they chased me with a fucking unchained chainsaw.
Oh my god, yes.
I would knock on the door and then like spooky music would start playing. And somebody would run from the backyard with a chainsaw. Like
it's the fucking smoke's bellowing out of it. You're like, what the fuck?
So, like in Florida, there's a lot of houses that are Spanish style that have courtyards in them. So there's a front gate and a courtyard before you get to the front door. And those are my favorite because they'd have like a whole like haunted house in that courtyard before you could get to their front door. Is great. Yeah, Halloween was my favorite holiday, and then I moved over to a country that doesn't really do Halloween. So
what's all this then? What's this bloody Halloween business, eh?
Yeah, the amount of times I got shit for American, like Halloween isn't even an American thing. Like Halloween is basically an Irish thing. So,
really?
Yeah,
All
that's
Saints
what.
Day, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's a Catholic tradition, and then there's the Irish tradition that has I cannot pronounce Irish words for
with
shit.
The jack-o'-lanterns, right? Isn't
Yeah.
that a thing? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be, the day that all the evil souls are still on the earth before All Saints Day and all that. But a lot of the scary bits kind of come from Irish tradition, and then like the Catholic bits, obviously, and
then
all that meshed together.
Yeah, then the Irish brought it over here and made it racist.
Cool.
Anyway.
don't do blackface this year. Let's
anyone listening, do not paint your face black.
Nah,
Anybody who thinks that they're going to be an Indian princess or an Indian warrior, I will fucking fight you.
But if
I will go there and fight you.
But if you do think that you're going to do either of the one, just combine them. Do both of them at the same time.
go big or go home.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just a white person in blackface with a headdress?
I'm so glad you find that funny, Nelson.
Yeah, Justin Trudeau already did that.
That's what I was thinking. Like Justin Trudeau would do that shit. Oh my god. Mr.
Not a fan of most holidays.
You don't
Halloween
like
is more
Halloween?
tolerable. I mean, the parties are cool. I just don't like dressing up. I really don't.
All of my actual like jobs were based on like costume making and Halloween. So that was like my first two actual jobs were about
I'm just
making
a big fan
costumes
of
for
getting
Halloween.
free shit for very little. Getting fucking candy for nothing. I like motherfuckers with knives and masks and shit.
No,
Like,
the
it's
best is
always fun.
the best is going to like CVS or Walgreens the day after Halloween. All the candy's like 75% off.
No, I my favorite part of Halloween now as an adult, because I can't go trick-or-treating and I have nowhere to wear a costume to, is that all of the streaming services put out all of their horror movies and ghost shit in October. So I actually have shit to watch. And cut. All right.
All right, y'all. This is
Will you cut off the fucking episode, Nelson?
boo.